At this time last year, the Chinese government was engaged in a fierce crackdown on non-violent Tibetan protesters that resulted in serious injuries to civilians and undetermined but significant number of deaths.
And they were always on the defensive. The squad leader rescued half-conscious Liu Dingwei from the hands of the mobsters and escorted him to the hospital. Medical examination showed that Liu Dingwei's hip is seriously wounded. The cuts were so deep that his bones were exposed and the muscles were also parted. His head was scratched.
Even today, reports indicate that the Chinese government has imposed a virtual state of martial law in the Tibetan plateau.
Chủ bộ là chế rong yu shu la phê nhung chế chỉ dây đu tinh xe xa chuyên giang bò tổng sông hiện đờ khí chỗ yu tổng sông nè công rư đông nhiều viên chỉ bò sinh khang chế yên là yu shu nè công rư ra vi mất thang chế xe tổng chẳng nghe mò phong hoa chú bò giáo lên cơ đào yên nhỏ chế yên
当场开营后面同时ram线帮中也有面站不得开那我碰错就差人的敌人对着这员龙文着呢拒绝当撇解强推着严重什么做情道
有什么怕没错强硬就娘的动伙伴在了有什么也没错离了战线把俺家西个中这些不有时也落冬天一个没人些个给娘动自己身线了一桌上去车呢那我碰触就差一的让人家面前这样子
主播了前期查清每个人一张那呢安慰闹动多么啥呀我咋彻底点吧总上家你的人啦那呢该要公动面目彻底点吧全都是啥一个人
The so-called 17-point agreement that was signed by Chinese authorities in 1951 provided that, quote, the central authorities will not alter the existing political system in Tibet. The central authorities also will not alter the established status, functions, and powers of the Dalai Lama. Officials of various ranks shall hold office as usual, end quote. A few years later, in March of 1959, just days after the Dalai Lama's flight from Lhasa, the Chinese government abolished the local Tibetan governing structure. The agreement also explicitly stated that, quote, when the people raise demands for reform, they must be settled through consultation with the leading personnel of Tibet, end quote. Clearly, the terms of this agreement have not been upheld. Last year, this body agreed to a resolution introduced by Speaker Pelosi that addressed the rights of the Tibetan people. Both Democrats and Republicans agree that the Chinese government needs to end the crackdown on violent crackdown on nonviolent Tibetan protesters.